Hello? Okay. Okay, maybe a little close more. Okay. Hello. I'm back again. Back to back, mate. Okay. I'm back. I wanted to come on here and talk, obviously. Just gonna get right into it, right? The topic of today's conversation is some people do not want to meet you where you're at. Excuse me if my eyes water. I have been crying all day. So, that's why they're a little puffy. And I'm a little fucking exhausted. Excuse my language. But, some people are not going to meet you where you're at. And when I say that, I don't mean the caliber in which, like, usually when that's said, it's meant in, like, the caliber of, like a lower caliber, like, meet people where they're at. But in this instance, I am talking about, let me right here. I'm talking about some people are not going to meet you where you're at if you're at, like, a higher caliber. Let me elaborate. Stay with me. Okay. We are all one. We are made up all of the same essence. So when people can notice honestly, when you're vibrating at a higher frequency, energy does not lie. No matter what anyone tells you, we are all of the same essence, and energy does not lie. So people know when you're vibrating at a higher frequency than them. Tell it straight up. And recently in my life, I have had to remind myself of that. Especially in romantic relationships. There have been a couple instances in friendships too. And there have been instances where somebody will just stop talking to me. And I'll be sitting there super confused on, like, trying to figure out if I did something wrong and what I did wrong. And it'll get flipped back onto me for something, obviously. But I remember this Leo Skeppy video I watched at the beginning of the year. I think it was titled How to Be Alone. And in that video, he talked about if someone doesn't feel enough for you, for most people, it's going to be easier to get rid of you than to meet you where you're at. So kind of like you're here, they're here, and there's like a gap. There's like a little bridge. And if someone doesn't feel worthy in any capacity, I'm not going to go into specifics. If someone doesn't feel worthy, they're not going to want to close that bridge in order to reach the level at which you're at. Because for most people, it's easier to stay at this point and to stay comfortable and to stay stagnant in a way, but to stay comfortable. It's easier to stay comfortable than to make the jump into the unknown right here, where you're vulnerable and it's just 100% authenticity, and you're vulnerable and you communicate about how you're feeling. Most people are going to want to stay here. They're not going to want to make the journey and trudge through this little bridge to get where you're at, to reach you at your level, if that makes sense. And it's easier for most people because most people are living at a high capacity in their ego convinces them that it is better to stay here, to stay safe, to stay comfortable, than to do all that, than to make the jump, than to be vulnerable, than to express your vulnerability. So recently in my life, with multiple instances, I have had to remember and remind myself it's not about me at all. And because I've done so much work to get to the highest form of myself that I am right now, to get to the essence I am right now, I have empathy, because I was not born with this, like, living in this higher version of myself. I was not born. I came from the complete fucking opposite. Excuse me. So I have empathy and I understand. But I've had so much results. I've had so much blessings and miracles come from taking that leap, taking that jump, into doing the work to evolve. I've seen results. So at a certain level, it's like, it's frustrating, especially if it's me. I'm so nice. But it's a bit frustrating because it's like, I've seen results. If you take the jump, if you make the leap, if you have faith that if you jump and you're falling, you're going to get caught. And whatever you believe in, it's fine. Like, it's going to be fine to live in true authenticity. And most recently in romantic relationships, it's just like sorry y'all. Okay, yes. It's just like, I've had to remind myself that I may just be at a certain frequency that they're not comfortable with yet. You know what I mean? And when I sit and think about it, after these people decide they don't want to be in my life anymore, for whatever reason that I just don't understand, but for whatever reason, I sit down and I look at it, and I look at what's happened, what's been said, and then I realize it's like, oh, this is another case. This is another instance of someone just not feeling good enough for me. And I also don't understand that, because I accept everyone. I was born on the cusp of Virgo and Libra. Okay? I don't want two versions of someone. I want everyone unique as they are. Okay? So I don't understand that, but it's really not for me to understand, because it's not about me. And I guess also it's a little sad, because I can see, like, when this happens and I come to these realizations, the song, like, Willow's Transparent Soul comes to my mind. Transparent soul. That was the wrong pitch, but it's cool. I can see past that shit. And I've had people say some kind of hurtful things to me. And let me say, I'm not perfect, okay? We're all learning and doing our best and trying every day. But I've had people say some hurtful things. Sorry. Sorry. I've had people say some hurtful things to me because I've hurt them. I was very much the typical avoidant attachment style, meaning when shit got hard in, like, relationships, I ran the fuck away. I ran away. And I'm always doing better than I was before, but I still would take a few days and just not talk about how I'm feeling. And just like act like everything's okay, and then be like acting like confused when someone asks me what's wrong. Oh, nothing. Like, that's not cool, and I understand that. And I don't resonate with that version of me anymore. But that's about the worst I've done. Okay? Like I said, I understand that. Some people are just meant to come into your life to teach you stuff, for you to learn stuff, and that's it. But there will just be like random moments where someone decides they don't want to be in my life anymore. And there's not really any real explanation to it. And I sit with it and I realize you're just in your ego too much. And like the way I love is very unconditional. If I care about you, it's very unconditional. It's very all-consuming. And it's authentic. Even if it's not just like in love, I have love for a lot of people. So I feel like that scares some people. And at times it's made me feel like a freak. It has. Like, why are you running from me? Why are you running? Like, why are you running from me? I'm not scary, okay? Have a pink fuck. Like, I'm not scary. But I understand why that's scary if you don't feel worthy in whatever way. If you don't feel good enough in whatever way. Even though I feel like I make it very clear, you don't have to feel any type of way with me. It's I can't do it. Like, I can't do anything that someone else doesn't want to see. I can't make someone see something that they don't want to see. I can't convince anyone of anything that they are not ready to see. And so if you have feelings of unworthiness, that's not going to stop with me. That has to stop with you. Like, the process of stopping that pattern of thinking and starting a new pattern of thinking, that's all within us. And then I find myself like, and I realize I've been so selfless with my energy. And I've given my power away a lot to water other people, to fill other people's cup. And recently I came to the realization that I was searching externally for someone to make me feel complete and make me feel whole. I just recently, when I say recently, I mean recently, got to the point where I feel complete and whole as myself, just myself. And I feel worthy of anything. And so that's super scary, but it's so peaceful. And I realize I'm so fucking exhausted because for the past like 4 years, it has been like relationship, situationship, back to fucking back, bro. Like, because I was searching for someone else to make me feel complete. I was constantly searching for someone. Even if I wasn't looking for a relationship, I was still talking to someone. Whatever the fuck that means. I was still talking to someone. And it's because I was searching for someone, a partner, because I felt incomplete with just myself. And I'm looking back at it now, and I I can feel the energy I was in. It's not fun. Where was I going with this? Sorry, y'all, I have like severe ADHD. But yeah, basically, some people are not gonna want to meet you where you're at. That's just too much to do for them. Their ego is convincing them that instead of jumping and taking a risk, it's better to stay comfortable where they're at. And that happens, I think, especially when you meet someone so great and amazing. I don't understand why people get intimidated by that. I understand, but like, I don't understand. If it was me, I would want to keep that person in my life for life. But I understand if you don't feel adequate in whatever way. But these most recent situations have taught me to come back to myself, because I realized I was overfilling y'all's cup and my cup was down to the brim. Okay? I was overfilling y'all's cup for whatever type of love I thought was there. Like, I don't know. I feel like in the past, I've totally just daydreamed and kind of like, I don't want to say like illusion. Yeah, kind of. I have a Leo Venus, so yeah. So when I say my love is all-consuming, it is. And I don't understand why that scares people, but it does. And it's not about you. And that's a constant reminder. It's a constant reminder that you have to say to yourself, it's not about you. Whatever reason anyone gives you, sometimes those reasons can be super hurtful, but they're just projecting. Because it's not about you. Some people are just not ready to be in the energy of constantly wanting to evolve. I constantly look to evolve and to grow and to be better and to do better and to live better and to love better, you know. And it's not a constant thing where it's like I'm hard on myself and, you know, I am. I'm finding balance though. But it's not anymore where I'm always searching for something to fix. It's not like that anymore. But I am always open to learning, and I am always open to growing and to evolve. And it's not easy by any means, but this was the path that was placed upon me. It's not easy, but fuck. This is a journey. This is an adventure. And it can be painful. It's definitely painful sometimes. It's scary taking a jump. Yeah. It's scary taking a jump, not knowing where you're going to land. But I've gotten so comfortable with feeling uncomfortable, with feeling heavy emotions, with feeling pain, because I just alchemized that shit. I learn from it. I learn all the time from it. And like, I've gotten to the point where I'm comfortable being in that. I'm comfortable sitting with those heavy emotions because I always learn something from it. And it's It's not comfortable, obviously, at first, but I already know that I'm held. That everything is happening for a reason. And when you know, I don't know. When you don't have that, for me, it's faith. And whatever you believe in, it's faith. For me, like I said, I've had results. I've had results where blessings come flooding through because I trusted the universe in catching me after jumping. And so, I don't know what the message entails of this video, but I just really want to emphasize, and if you sit with it, then you'll understand when it's a situation of someone just not feeling worthy enough to hold you and to have you. When you sit with it and you realize that, then you'll know to remind yourself it's not about you at all. It's not. And it sucks because for me, it kind of feels like I'm losing people and like I'm weeding through just people who decided they will not stay. My standards are high, but it's because I hold myself to the same standard. And I understand if that scares you, you don't have to stay. But I give people the choice to be in my life or not. And they always come back a fucking round. They say they don't want to, then you come back around. I don't get it, whatever. But it's not about you. Just keep being you and keep living in your authenticity and keep living in your genuinity. I think that's it. Just be you. Just flow freely as the essence and the soul you are. And the right type of people will come to you. And the right love will come to you. But almost all the damn time, it's not about you. Okay? Especially if you're sitting here confused on what the fuck you did. You did nothing wrong. In fact, you did the opposite of nothing wrong. You were too good. You were too good. Okay? But yeah. I'm getting tired. And I want my ramen. And I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted. Like I said, very recently did I realize that I'm at a point where I feel whole and complete without any external person. And the thought of a relationship right now, it stresses me out. You know, and I'm not like, oh, get that the fuck away from me. But I'm like, just wait over there for like a good minute. Like a good long, extra long, exaggerated minute. And I spent so long overfilling everyone's cup because I wanted love so bad, partnership so bad. And I'm just exhausted. That's why I'm exhausted. Because I've just been doing a lot for everyone else, okay? Instead of meeting myself. So, yeah. I'm going to go. I hope y'all are doing good. The 3 people who watch me. It's not about that. But, have a great weekend. Party hardy. I'm going to be sleeping. So, yeah. See you guys later. Bye.